Elderberry helps your blood pressure, helps fight disease. And now we're going to strain this. So we're just going to do just enough to put into some gummies. All right, that's 1.5 right there.
All right.
This will help filter out your filter organs, like your kidney.
Really right in there and just squeeze it and get every last little bit.
It's going to help thicken it up. It's going to help give it some flavor. It's also going to add some more medicinal properties in there. Welcome to the Herbal Kitchen. Today we're going to teach you guys how to make some elderberry syrup gummies for medicinal and multivitamin uses for you and your family using all of these ingredients.
Yeah, so elderberry syrup is great for cold and flu season that's coming up. So right now we have some boiling water in a pot. I think we put a couple cups in here. So what we like to do is add some 100% cherry juice, just adds a little bit of flavor. You can also use grape juice. Just make sure that it's 100% and organic.
And these ingredients here, make sure that you're sourcing them from a local farm if you can, or make sure that you verify and vet it if you're getting it online. Dried elderberries is the main character of the show. Of course, we have some cinnamon sticks and some garlic because
No.
Or I'm sorry, that's
that was this. Honey baby.
Yeah, check this video if you guys want the honey garlic. But ginger, we like the burn in our throats either way. And then what are these, Ma?
Cloves.
What are those cloves good for and how are they going to contribute to this?
This just helps with the antioxidant value and it really helps your immune system do everything that it's supposed to do. It's compromised when you have cold and flu, so you want to just make sure it has everything it needs to run optimal.
And what is that cherry juice doing in the pot there? Come on over here, guys, and see what this looks like. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get 3 to 4 cups of water, depending on how much you like it diluted or if you like it strong. You're going to add your cherry juice in there. Make sure that it is vetted as well. And then the dried elderberries go in there. The cinnamon sticks, just like the cereal that you used to eat as a kid, but hopefully you don't anymore, because we all know if you're following and subscribing this channel, it's poison.
And this household, Tyler and Jess's household, likes a lot of ginger. My household would probably only put 1 of these, but since it's theirs, we're doing 2.
You like that burn now?
Yeah, and then we're just gonna do a couple cloves. Do not let these little ones fool you. They are potent. So we're just gonna put 3 cloves in there. Now that this is boiling, we're gonna turn this down. I don't know how to work your stove here. Turn that down to low. And we just want a very light simmer. And this is gonna simmer for 45 minutes.
Top on or off?
Off. I like it off.
It's filling the home with a very nostalgic smell.
Lower.
It's a smell that reminds you of back deep in the recesses of your memory, just going to a quiet, comfortable place, maybe cracking a book open and having a read. And while we wait, we're gonna hydrate. If you guys want to learn how to pretty much make a cold stopping concoction, this is oregano oil, and you guys can see that video right up there. Make sure. Elderberry helps your blood pressure, helps fight disease, great for your skin, so many uses. It's been about 30 minutes, and now we're going to strain this. So we're just going to do just enough to put into some gummies. And then we're going to switch the strainer over to this side. And again, guys, the reduction is what you're after here. You just want to get those elderberries to disperse what makes them so special into the water and the cherry juice for flavoring, like we discussed. And this is the consistency that you're looking for. It's going to almost look like a deep maroon burgundy liquid. So what's the next step after this, Mom?
So once you get all that, we want all that in there because we're going to take a fork and we're going to mash it down and make sure we get as much of the elderberry out as we can.
Then we're going to add this Agar powder, and the reason why we switched to Agar powder is we went to our local organic whole food store, and this was the best thing that they had. But upon further research, you'll realize that this has carrageenan in it, and natural flavor, which is a no-go. We don't use that around here because we know that's poison. This, however, is a pure powder and it's gelatin. So we're going to turn this into a cough drop form.
The ideal way to strain this is probably with a cheesecloth, because then you could get really right in there and just squeeze it and get every last little bit that you can. But we're not gonna, spend too much time here mashing it here today, but typically we would just really work on getting every little bit out of that as we can, because that's where the nutrition is.
By the way, if you guys haven't picked up this copy, this is the book that I just published, and this is going to bring you through a lot of the reasons why you're going to want to start taking your health seriously and start figuring out where you're at in this day and age with your own nutrition and holistic and everything like that.
Yes.
Now that our elderberry concentrate has some time to cool off, we're going to add in some of this honey here.
I'm a mom, I eyeball. You're supposed to do equal parts honey to equal parts fluid, but hey, we're gonna eyeball today. That's the fun of it.
And the reason why we're putting the honey in there is it's gonna help thicken it up, it's gonna help give it some flavor. It's also gonna add some more medicinal properties in there, because remember, this isn't just for fun. This is something to help your children with a multivitamin if they want to take something that tastes good. This is something that's going to help you get over the hill on, say, a sinus infection that you're struggling with, or if you have some bowel trouble going on, you need to straighten the avenue in the mornings. These are all accomplished through elderbill.
You got an avenue coming out in the morning? Yeah, you need some elderberry. All right, so we're gonna, before we make these jelly gummies, what I want to talk about is some arrowroot. So if you don't like the consistency of a very thin, almost water-like, you can add a little bit of arrowroot. Do a slurry, which is separate. You don't want to just dump it right in your bowl. And a separate, you can even use your measuring cup. Just put some arrowroot powder in there, put some water in there, mix it up, get it to the consistency you like, and then add it to your bowl. Mix it together, and then it'll thicken it up. And if you want it like nice and thick and honey, like, maple syrup or whatever, you can do that. So just a tidbit, but we're not doing that today because they don't care if it's thick or not. So now that we have the honey incorporated, you're lucky that it didn't go all over your carpet. Okay, so this ratio is 1.5 teaspoons per cup of fluid. So I think we measured this to be 1 cup. So we're gonna do 1.5 of these. Of course. I'm hooked to the stove. Oh goodness, I got wires coming from everywhere.
All right, that's 1.5 right there.
All right, so let's do this. So while I'm stirring, we'll talk a little bit about storage. So in this bowl, we're just going to put this in a glass jar. I believe this is the one they selected. They're just gonna pour this in here. They're gonna grab a spoon and they're gonna take that, a spoonful of that, and if they're really feeling under the weather, they could take a few spoonfuls of that or use a dropper. Either way works, depends on personal preference. But the best way to take them is as a gummy. That's a fun way. So that's what we're gonna do.
So this right here is what we are adding in there. That's what we talked about already, and that's what's gonna allow this to turn into a gelatin form. And now we're gonna pay attention to our concentrate, which we are going to put and just slap back as a tincture.
There should be another. Well, you have your tray. Where's your little plunger? And we're just gonna plunge away here. And this one we'll put aside because that's gonna go in your jar.
Oh, freshly juiced watermelon, lime, and ginger. If you want to get cellularly hydrated and you really want to focus in on all of those trace minerals.
Yep. So some people just like to use a spoon, but syringes are the way to go.
Oh, this is so nice.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about making a mess. You don't have to worry about the edges. So would you choose flowers? You got the flowers. You use silicone molds. All different shapes, sizes. They're fun for your kids. They'll look forward to taking one of these. And make sure you kind of put them up because they're going to taste good and they're going to think they're candies. And this isn't something, it's not going to probably hurt them, but I'm not a doctor, so don't take any of what we're saying as medical advice. I really can't tell you what you should and shouldn't do. All I can tell you is what I've done. So what I would do, and if I had kids, is I would give them a few gummies every morning. And if you're feeling under the weather, then I would actually do an alcohol tincture. So that's really easy.
Comment down in the comment section if you guys want to see how to increase the effectiveness and the potency of this elderberry concentrate. I want you to comment the phrase elderberry tincture down in the comment section so we know to do the alcohol infused tincture so it extrapolates an even higher intensity of what makes the elderberry medicinal.
Yeah, alcohol is the best way to go as far as getting the most potent bang for your buck, so to speak.
Wow, that honey disintegrated really nice in there. Mm-hmm. And you can just smell it. It smells like dark chocolate all over the place in the house.
Now, don't worry about measurements and if you get this right. There's no right or wrong way really to make this. Some people add oranges or lemons. Add whatever ingredient you want and just simmer it down. And just make sure to save the honey for last because you don't want it to go into that boiling water. And, you know, have fun with it. Get creative.
This will help filter out your filter organs like your kidney. So if you have fatty liver, this is a great way for you to send some help to the filter organs. And elderberry is a staple in every homesteader's kitchen, whether they're doing it this way or they're eating the berries raw or whatever it might be. It's scientifically verified through several research papers how effective elderberry is for fighting disease and just giving the body a boost through the antioxidants that berries are so famous for having. It's pretty much just a workhorse in your apothecary or in your homesteading kitchen.
Yeah, and you know, this is a great activity to do with your kids or grandkids. They would love to make this and do exactly what we're doing, and then they can, you know, have the fun of eating these once they're all set in the fridge. And it'll take about an hour, just like it would with Jell-O.
Yeah, and I really like this too because at some point in time, there's not going to be a pharmacy to go run to when you feel under the weather. You're not going to have the credentials to go to the grocery store, and the restaurants and everything else are just going to close up. So this is a really self-sufficient way that you can live off of the land and not only live off of it, but get your medicine off of it as well. So my mom beat me to it. And there we go. We have all of our gelatin containers full, ready to go into some colder weather. And we are going to now focus our attention on making the liquid tincture.
Mm-hmm. And that's really simple. You just throw it in a glass jar. No. We're gonna make more gelatin. I bring more molds.
Okay, for you.
No, you can have extra. Pass them out to your buddies.
All right.
Get them healthy. This is just gonna go right in there. But where she prefers a dropper, so we're gonna go with the dropper.
Yeah, this one's better because
glass dropper
is not affected by the sunlight. It's tinted, so it can be out in places better.
Yeah. So store it in glass. That's my preference. I don't recommend storing any of things of medicinal nature in plastic. So glass is where it's at. And I'm gonna take some of this because I'm thirsty. This is so delicious. It's one of the benefits of coming and visiting Tyler and Jess's. I never know what concoction they're gonna have me try, and this is amazing. And I'm probably gonna drink it all.
Chug it, chug it. And we are going to funnel some elderberry concentrate into this tincture bottle.
Don't mind me. There we go. All right, do you want to hold the funnel?
Yes, I will hold the
Oh,
funnel, you do the pouring.
Okay.
I'll tell you when.
My middle name's not Grace, y'all.
Nice and smooth.
Well, would you look
Okay,
at that?
that's enough. That's
Okay.
enough. That's enough.
Oh no.
Oh!
This bowl.
Let me get a rag. I don't want it to stain your cupboard.
That bowl is the gelatin bowl.
Well, folks, she told you that her name wasn't Grace.
Hey, this is real life. This is day in the life. This is what happens, man. Kitchens are supposed to get messy.
Yeah, they wouldn't be a family kitchen without the mess, that's
Yeah.
for sure. All right, there you have it, folks. You just turned your kitchen into an apothecary in less than 30 minutes using less than just a few ingredients. Totally not that difficult and totally accessible to you and your family. So don't get intimidated by all of this holistic medicine and all of these homestead secrets where you can live off the land and become a forager and know everything there is to know. Start simple, start with elderberry concentrate and have fun with it for the family to make in these gelatin inserts. What was your favorite part about this, Mom?
Well, I personally like filling the Jello molds. I like the whole mold process. Hopefully, when I have grandkids someday, I can do that with them.
Okay, so if you guys know the drill, go ahead and leave a comment down there. And also hit the bell for more notifications when we make new content, because all of it's going to be value packed as it always is. And if you have received any value, please go visit down in the description, get my book, and look at all of my other different resources to empower you as we the people to become more self-sufficient and less dependent on the corporate power structure. So from her and I to you, growing your fruits, and God bless
God
you.
bless. How's it taste?
I just wanted it to be B-roll.
Well, I'm gonna taste it.